The World Cup is everywhere right now. Your feed, your office, your family group chat, an entire planet collectively losing its mind over a tournament, and you feel absolutely nothing. Not excitement, not anticipation, not even curiosity. And somewhere along the way, somebody probably made you feel like that was a problem, like you were missing out on one of the great human experiences. Psychology suggests something very different, because people who do not care about the World Cup are not necessarily disconnected from human nature. In some cases, they may understand something about themselves that many fans never stop to question. Your brain is not missing something. It is just attached elsewhere. Here is what is actually happening. The emotional intensity fans experience does not come from football itself. It comes from identity. Psychologists call it social identity, the tendency to define yourself through groups you belong to. Think about what happens after a national team wins. Millions of people say, "We won." But who is we? They never stepped onto the pitch. They never trained. They never took a penalty. Yet, the victory genuinely feels personal. Their brain has attached part of its identity to the team. Psychologists call this basking in reflected glory. The team succeeds, and a small part of the self feels successful too. That is why a complete stranger can celebrate a goal as if they scored it themselves. And that is also why another complete stranger can watch the same goal and feel absolutely nothing. Not because they lack emotion, because they never made the attachment. And that is not emptiness. That is honesty. Pause for a second. Think about the last thing that made you obsess over details, lose track of time, or feel genuinely invested in an outcome. Maybe it was building a business, writing music, creating art, learning a skill, playing chess, or simply being part of a close group of friends. The intensity exists. It has just found a different home. Here is the part that changes how most people think about this. The need that football fandom satisfies is completely real. The need to belong, to share victories and defeats with other people, to feel connected to something larger than yourself. But if that need is universal, an interesting question appears. Has humanity always satisfied it through global sports fandom? Not really. For most of human history, people invested emotionally in things they could directly experience. Their family, their village, their tribe, their local community. The modern experience of emotionally investing in athletes you have never met, living thousands of miles away, became possible through mass broadcasting. Television did not invent fandom, but it transformed it into a global phenomenon. So when somebody acts as if caring deeply about the World Cup is the default human experience, they are often confusing a modern cultural habit with human nature itself. And that distinction matters, because the research shows something interesting. People who strongly identify with a team genuinely benefit from it. They often report lower loneliness, higher self-esteem, and a stronger sense of shared meaning. Those benefits are real. But here is the mistake people make. They assume the source of those benefits is football. It is not. The source is belonging. Football is simply one path to it. A person who finds that same sense of meaning through a creative community, a meaningful career, a volunteer group, or a deep friendship is fulfilling the exact same psychological need through a different route. The destination is the same, only the vehicle changes. So if the World Cup leaves you completely indifferent, that does not automatically mean you are detached from life. It may simply mean your identity is invested somewhere else. Your brain is not wired wrong. It is just elsewhere. And if you already know where that place is, what captures your attention, your effort, your loyalty, and your sense of meaning, then you may have already found what fandom was trying to give people all along. If this felt like someone finally explained something you could never quite articulate about yourself, subscribe. Psychology that actually feels personal. And watch this next. 5 habits that are slowly destroying your IQ, because a mind that finds its own meaning deserves to be protected, not just understood.